Hello and welcome to this week's Fundamental Friday. This week we will discuss Helium. I'm really excited about this project. So this is Helium's main website. Helium technology allows anyone to build out massive, cost-efficient wireless infrastructures in an entirely new business model that benefits everyone. This is obviously a lot of text, but I will explain you deeper. So what is unique to this project is that they have proof of coverage. So as we all know, we have proof of work where we have to put energy in to get rewards like Bitcoin has. Then we have proof of stake. So by staking, we receive rewards, like practically owning a stock of a company. By buying Ethereum, you own part of the protocol and therefore you receive rewards. And this is proof of coverage, which is a completely new concept, meaning you get paid for the area that you can cover. So this is literally a radio signal that you send around that contains information. And the more coverage, so the more radio signals you can send, the more rewards you receive. So the Helium vision is the most ambitious we have seen in the blockchain space since the advent of smart contracts on Ethereum. Helium represents a fundamentally new approach, one with a radically reduced cost structure to employing and managing wireless networks at scale. So this is really in the network circuit. Then let's go to what does Helium actually do? So we are all used to 5G internet. 5G internet is everywhere, and 5G internet is not everywhere, but 4G is anywhere. So what network Helium uses is LoRa, and LoRa is a network that is used for the IoT, so the Internet of Things. And the Internet of Things is where devices can communicate with other devices and actually do payments automatically. So I found this article, it is from 2019, so it's not the most recent one, but it explains you the difference between LoRa and the 4G. So what are the biggest differences? Here you can see all the outputs that the Internet of Things needs. So we will have new applications that 4G needs to supply a network for. So we have self-driving cars, we have augmented reality, industry automation, work and play in the cloud, 3D video. On the other side we have gigabytes per second, smart home building. So the fact that your home is actually one smart, let's say, organization. Then we have the smart city and we have the voice. So in general, everything is covered by 4.5G. The only problem is that 4.5G is expensive, and not all part of this structure needs to be supported by 5G. There is a better and cheaper way to provide information and signals than 5G, which is the LoRa. As you can see from the diagram, one of the advantages of 5G is incredible versatility in providing value in many industry verticals. After the spectrum of auction are complete, networks are deployed and devices are available. The numbers of customers supported by this will be enormous. Conversely, the complexity and breadth of supported and use cases means that there will be suboptimal due to 5G simply being too much. As I just explained, 5G is just too much for some of the applications. This opens the door for a right-sized technology to support these applications, and one can already see this happening in the market today. The communication range can easily reach more than 10 kilometers, so talking about LoRa, which is much longer than Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and millimeter wave 5G. LoRa is not the right choice for applications that require streaming of videos or voice calls, nor is it optimal for ultra-low latency applications. However, it is optimal choice for what it was specifically designed to do, and accomplishes this efficiently and low cost efficiently. LoRaWAN serves as well-defined technological use case, which can be utilized by many applications. Some of the most obvious applications are water, gas, metering, and smart parking, where devices must be battery operated, low cost, and last for at least 10 years. So one of the examples that I would like to give that LoRa provides the perfect solution and that 4G doesn't is the following. So farmers, they can insure themselves against bad weather and extreme circumstances. So there could be a company that provides smart contracts in the security sector where the farmer receives a fund or money when there is a storm. And this storm needs to be tracked. So the smart contract needs to know, did this storm happen or did it not? And when it happens, the smart contract needs to be sure that the insurance money goes to the farmer. So to do this analysis, so for the smart contract to execute, it needs the information regarding this storm, and it needs it fast, cheap, and efficient. And LoRa could provide this solution. And this is a simple solution, but there is many more. Imagine gambling, where you're betting on a match or an outcome, and LoRa is the easiest and cheapest way to provide this outcome. And therefore, this has huge potential in the whole world. So now let's get back to the website. So now I explained what the network does and why it's important and why it's revolutionary. So we already discussed the proof of coverage and what does the LoRa network do. So back to Helium. So you can either mine it or you can validate it by proof of stake. So here it explains how to become a staker, and I just wanted to show you this. So these are the estimated rewards that you could receive for staking your HNT, which is the Helium token. So the more millions of HNTs are staked, the less the rewards. But as you can see, these rewards are quite good returns. Then let's go to the next one, the new wireless economy. The People's Network creates an entirely new wireless economy that flips the traditional telecom model and building wireless infrastructure on its head. So what the network also does is it uses burn and mint equilibrium token model. The People's Network utilizes two units of exchange, NHT and data credits. So whenever the maximum supply is reached, which is somewhere in the 200 million, coins will be burned and therefore they can be minted again. So it's an ongoing process. HNT is mined and distributed to hotspot owners, Helium Incorporated, and investors. There is no pre-mined HNT and max supply of 223 million HNT. So what you can also do for Helium is you can become one of these miners by placing a hotspot on your window or on your roof, and there is multiple ways to do this. Here on the right you see the type of mining supplies that are available. So these are the hardware. This is the hardware that you need to mine, so to provide signals and to distribute information. I can also inform you that the supply of this hardware is so high in demand that currently there is a delay of 2 to 3 months, and people have to order in advance. Also, the price of the mining gear has already increased, also due to supply and demand, and there is not many creators and producers at this point. Then let's go to coverage. So now I really want to show you the map where you can see how many hotspots there are. So currently there are 22,620 hotspots in the world, which seems a lot, but if you go to the world map, they're all very centralated in the US, Europe, and Asia is not showing it, or they are somehow covering it up. So let's go to a random spot to see what that person earns. Let's go to the UK and see this one. So if we, okay, I selected 3 hotspots. Let's go a little bit deeper into it. Now I have one, and then I can go to hotspot details. We have to wait a second. So this is in Horney, England, United Kingdom. We can zoom out. He is still loading. Okay, we are available. So this one seems to be fairly new. He only received 0.34 in the last 24 hours, which is very low. So this is not a very good example. Let's take another example. Let's go back. So what is important is that you can connect your network with a broad range. So indeed, I didn't use the perfect example for this. Let's go a little bit more close to London. Let's take one separately. This one, the name is allocated by the Helium network. So let's go to view hotspot details. So this one is connected with another, with a couple of other hotspots. Not a lot amount, not a big amount. But this one received 96 helium in the last 24 hours. So do that times 6, because the current amount is currently €6 or $7, as you would see. And you see that this person earned 600 euros in the last 24 hours. This is an extreme high amount compared to the low amount that we saw just before. But I saw on average you should expect €30, €35 return per day for this network. So those are the returns if you become a miner and you start mining HNT. So now let's go get to know more about the team. Helium was founded in 2013 by Sean Fanning, Amir Halim and Sean Carey with a mission to make it easier to build connected devices. So the CEO, Amir Halim. Amir is the CEO and the co-founder of Helium. Prior to Helium, Amir served a long career in video game industry as CTO at gaming startup Diversion and member of the original team behind Battlefield 1942 at DICE in Stockholm, Sweden. So outside of this work, Amir has also been a world champion in esports and co-founder of the most popular esports community, isreality.com. I personally believe that esports is going to be huge in the future, let's say the upcoming 5 to 10 years, and obviously Amir has a lot of experience in this area. Then we have the CTO, which is Mark Nydam. Mark Nydam is a proven technology leader with over 25 years of experience. His background ranges commercializing research at Hewlett Packard to leading the technology and teams behind a number of Qualcomm products and services. So this guy also knows everything about network. So they are a huge addition to the team. Then we have Frank Mong, who's the COO at Helium, where he's responsible for sales, marketing, and business development. Before Helium, Mong spent 20 years in cybersecurity, including CMO. So there is one that has a huge experience in esports, which is a huge future, which will have a huge future revenue. Then we have Mark Nydam, who knows everything about connections and networks, and then Frank Mong, who knows everything about security. So for me, this is a great team to work together. Then there's a lot of board advisors and investors. Then for this, I wanted to show you only that Helium is being trusted by Line, so those are the scooter providers, and Salesforce, which are obviously is a huge support to have you to be backed up by these two companies. Then let's go to the Helium Twitter. Here is actually a picture of how they are creating the miner. So this is either to be put on the roof or to be placed near the window. There's different possibilities. It's something that you can look into yourself. The full starter pack mining gear is about 500 euros, so it's quite an investment. But yeah, as you could see, if you have the right location, you earn 600 euros in a day. So you can, the return on investment can be months, weeks, or even days, or even hours. Then let's go to the price, which is obviously the most interesting. So Helium is currently €6.33 per token. As you can see, there will only be 223 million in supply, which is only 6 times. No, sorry, I say that wrong. It's only 20 times higher than Bitcoin, more or less. Sorry if I'm mistaken. So there's not going to be a lot of supply of Helium coin. So in the future, I expect that we will be speaking about Helium cents and not full coins. If this becomes big and this proof of coverage is indeed going to become big. So that's not what I expected. I'm not saying that this is for sure going to be true. Helium is not everywhere available because it's relatively new. It is on the rank 108. The markets is mostly Binance, as I understood. So yeah, there's not a lot of visibility, and the market is not matured at all. It's still very early stage. Then let's get them back and look one more at the max view. As you can see, the run really started at the beginning of this year, and it went already from €1.12 to €6.27. Sorry. So there is already a huge run, but yeah, as I said, we're still very early stage. Let's go to trading view to have a little bit deeper analysis. As you can see, I just quickly see that there's a wedge building here and a long-term trend line up. For the wedge, you will hear next week what is the price analysis, what is expected, but my personal expectations are that we will have $30 in the next few months. It will be reachable, $30. And for the rest of the year and the future, I see way higher numbers because there will only be 223 million in supply. So that's the end of this video. I hope it was useful, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and have a nice weekend. Bye.